Christmas greetings. A day thy twin and Christmas turn, something cold without, something warmth within. Another Christmas one, and another Christmas one. Butterflies blue, snowberries white, whisper of the new year, something and bright. And then there are also a lot of blank pages. And I'm sure you can see the faded marks where there did used to be things stuck in that had fallen out. I do not believe in the little bag that I have of all the things that fell out. Everything is actually in there. I don't think it's all sort of found its way to me. So, here is the next page. And again, I think this is a cutout from perhaps an art book or something like that. It's this cottage, and to me it looks like it was across 2 pages, and they've cut both the pages out to form the full picture. And then across here we have more Christmas and New Year cutouts. I love that gold foil at the top. They're just collecting old postcards, Christmas cards and birthday cards. It's something I really love to do. Now on this side we have more season's greetings cards. It's funny how even the Christmas cards are quite sort of summery looking to me, almost not very Christmassy. And over here we're about to get our first little taste of some of these hand drawings. So you can see somebody has added in all these little embellishments, and these little flowers have been added. Again, more Christmas cards, which again, do they look like Christmas cards to you? But I can see sort of how we marketed the things that we gave people around these different times of year. Oops, this page is getting a little stuck. Here we go. Christmas Eve in the Tyrol, I think that says. Another cutout from a book, and here we can see some of their beautiful craftsmanship. Some beautiful, beautiful drawings here. I mean, considering I think these were all probably done with some sort of a quill. It's not been done with like a pencil or anything like that. They've gone straight in with permanent ink and done these just stunning blendings. Really, really beautiful little drawings surely is that not a stencil if somebody's done that by hand? And it looks perfectly even all the way around. That's just incredible. But this is by hand. It's inked embellishments, which, my goodness, it's incredible. This one says a Merry Christmas, and again you can see these areas where things have been left out, things have fallen out, sorry. They've got a whole themed page here just of bird Christmas cards mostly. Of course the robin. Look at that little fella up there with his top hat on. Oh goodness, that's so cute. So these are actual photographs here of a church. It's such tiny little writing. I have to lean right down over here. Grammar school, I think it says. Peterborough or something. And then over here, another bunch of little New Year and Christmas cutouts. Really beautiful flower theme that they've done here on this one. Here we can see more of their handiwork. So they've done the same thing again of cutting out these shadow figures and adding all these details. And you can see the top left looks like a little basket the woman's placed on the side. It's just, yeah, somebody really talented. And somebody clearly really had a lot of Christmas and New Year cutouts. There are more. This looks like it's for Easter. No, there's one Easter, but there's also more Christmas. Easter cards. The page looks like it might get a bit stuck. Here we go. And again, beautiful inking that they've done around these. Oh, these are such gorgeous gold foil little picture plates. Really sweet. gosh, these are so beautiful. So pretty. Things once seemed like they might have been stuck in here and have fallen out. Up there at the top, that is another hand drawing. It looks like a child asleep in like a pile of hay or something, but isn't that so beautiful? And here is one of my favourite bits. This is a hand drawing that they've inserted into the book. So it looks like it's been done on sort of, proper drawing paper. And I wonder if the bit in red is their signature at the bottom. But what a beautiful, beautiful drawing. I'm just going to move that aside because I wonder if this is their own photos that they had developed. I'm not sure. It's the one in the top left that is making me think this because it looks like a personal photo. The others could have been taken from books if it wasn't for that top left. It looks like a personal photo in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I have more here. Cottage Hospital, the North Brink, the Old Bank. I don't know if they're on thick enough paper to have been printed by the user themselves. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Let me know if you know any more about old photography. Could this have been taken and printed by the owners? And also,